Hey brow queens! This video is to show you how to do some latex practice work for our manual removal. If you're already a pixel blader or pixel shader, you definitely have the motion down and you know how to implant pigment. That being said, it's good to be able to do removal with a few different angles so that you're really saturating that product into the skin. So I like to be able to directionally shade in different ways just to be able to come at the skin in different angles. So there's 4 different angles you can do. The first is just vertical, so obviously just having your blade vertical, and then your blade horizontal. Most people do a full shaded brow only horizontal. I do suggest vertical that slowly pivots to horizontal for my shading techniques. So if you do that, you're comfortable for the first 2. And then the third and fourth are just diagonal back and forth. So one leaning left, one leaning right. And so this final brow, using all of these techniques, as you're moving through the brow, you're able to switch the direction of your blade, again, just to very thoroughly kind of create cross hatching and really saturate that pigment into the skin. So for example, if you can do one full pass vertical, then go through and do horizontal. And then if you layer in some diagonal forward and diagonal backward, you just get a really fully saturated brow with those pricks just to be able to get that solution in there. So now that you know the goal for our latex, I'm actually just going to throw on a clear latex on top just so that, you can see exactly what pattern I'm following here. But of course, you could just do these same techniques on a regular sheet of latex. So for the vertical pricking, you're kind of going to move up and down just a little bit, kind of extending your fingers forwards and backwards as you're pricking, and kind of go up, down, and then slightly move your needles to the right as you continue through the brow. So you're constantly moving your hand just a little bit up and down, as well as moving your wrist continually to the right. So for horizontal pricking, you do a row, move only a half blade over and do a row, because this way you have just a little bit of overlap with each row, so you're not going to end up with stripes. This is more of a concern when you're implanting pigment, but still when you're trying to create very balanced and even saturation, even if it's just to implant fluid, it's still a concern. So for the diagonals, it's more similar to the vertical taps, where you're kind of pivoting your wrist to the right, and then your fingers are pulling the blade forward, backward. And then as you get to the body of the brow, you can actually do them as rows, overlapping rows, like the horizontal tapping. So here again, it's kind of a row, move a half blade width, row, move a half blade width, row. But basically, by coming into the skin at these different angles and different directions, you're just going to get a very thoroughly saturated brow. So you can do this pass by pass, or you can do kind of switch directions as you're going. Doesn't matter, but make sure you get some different directions in and you'll have awesome results. Thanks for watching.